Good morning, my beautiful Aries friends. It's Chrissy. It is Tuesday and I haven't gotten my clothes on yet. So I have a robe read for you. I've just been lounging, watching a bit of TV before my shift. And I thought I really must do your reading before I start. So I'm still in the robe. You'll have to forgive me. So I've got my post-it, I've got the Modern Witch Tarot deck again, which has been pre-shuffled for you, ready for today's reading. I shuffled it really early this morning. I had some downloads for you last night, which I've scribbled down. So I was getting the name Alexia again, and the name, I don't know if it was Lucy or Lacey, which I've had before. I was hearing in my mind's eye David Essex's voice. He wasn't singing, he was just speaking. However, now that I'm sat here, I'm kind of getting, just going to put your little card down there. I'm kind of getting Gonna Make You a Star, which was one of his hits in the 70s. But the song that was really coming through yesterday was Give Me a Little More Time to Make Up My Mind, Wanna Be More Than Just Friends, Feelings Growing Stronger. So I think that was Gabrielle who sung that. So there's definitely a vibe that there's a friend or a colleague, an associate, a friend of a friend or a friend of an ex or whatever they are, who wants to be more than friends with you, Aries. Now, please give me a thumbs up on the video if you want me to continue reading on YouTube for you. It's very important for you to give me that feedback because I don't know otherwise. Comments are welcomed as long as they are kind and thoughtful. And please subscribe if you haven't already. So those three things are a good exchange of energy between you and I, which makes me have a better chance of picking up on your own personal situation. So speaking of which, it's a general reading, so it's not going to resonate every time for all of you. You can check out my past Aries readings on my channel. They're all timeless. If this one doesn't make any sense for you, just listen to the situation, and if it resonates, or bits of it, pick out what of it resonates naturally for you, and discard what doesn't, and you decide how it resonates, i.e. you decide who the situation is about, because it might not be about you directly. So place yourself in the scenario where you belong. You may need to reverse the energy, the tenses, past and present, the he and she roles, the you and them roles, if I get it a bit wrong, because it's, and the genders, because it's difficult in general readings to get everything bang on. So when I was shuffling this, I saw the Three of Pentacles again. I saw the Star, Aquarius. So I think there's something about a career vocation, which is your calling. It's something that's beckoning you to jump into. It's something that you are put here on earth to do as a profession. It could be someone wants to make you a star, Aries, as that song lyric suggested. Now, again, it could be simply that it's an old school friend or friend of a friend, acquaintance, or an old colleague, former colleague, who thinks you are a star, who is inspired by you and what you've accomplished in your life. That's sort of the other possible scenario. You could have both scenarios going on. I also actually saw the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords, which gave me a rather awful feeling in the pit of my stomach. There's some hurtful, malicious gossip going on, which may throw you off your track when it comes to your vocation or this person who is inspired by you. Because it's kind of like, I don't know if it's like slanderous gossip, you know. I'm kind of getting smear campaign. I did see the Five of Swords as well, which is just someone who plays mind games, or more than one person. You know, a one-upping, tit-for-tat kind of an energy. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to move your card actually. And I'm not going to look at the bottom of the deck first. I feel like I'm being called to look at the top again. Have I got this upside down? Yes, I have. So we start off with the Nine of Pentacles. We quite often get the Nine of Pentacles in your readings. Then we've got the Eight of Pentacles. Then we've got the Three of Cups. So there is something of a friendship reunion, a getting together with people in your friendship circle here. Now those three cards, I feel like there's a career thing. There's like you know, work and finances, that kind of a vibe. The Nine of Pentacles also is about working on yourself, or doing a job that works well for you, or working for yourself, self-employment. But, you know, I feel like maybe you've gotten together with a friend or friends and you've gotten their advice on this particular career option. And I feel like their advice has helped you. Some of you may just be concentrating on your own self-improvement. You may be, again, guarding your independence. The Nine of Pentacles is about your self-confidence, self-sufficiency, working on your home, your garden, you know, being able to do it all yourself. Now, you know, with these two cards and this card, it could be where you're sort of quite happy on your own. You're quite happy concentrating on your finances, making money, doing a good job, and cultivating your friendships, you know, people in your soul tribe. And you know, maybe there's something about not focusing on romantic love, you know, sort of concentrating on what I've just said. We've got the Judgment here. Now, I don't know why last reading I totally forgot to point out the star signs that came through the strongest. I meant to just point them all out at the end and I forgot. So I did put them in the description. So with this Judgment, you've come to a decision. Now, Judgment energy is a big life-changing decision. I feel like your friends, your people, the people close to you, around you, who you rely on, I feel like they've supported you with making this decision. As I say, it could be a decision of to change career, or to change working for a manager, to change that and work for oneself. Or it could just be a decision to your friends, getting together with your friends and deciding that what you need is time on your own. What you need is to work on yourself, and just, a romantic partner will just come along when the time is right. Maybe when you're least expecting it. Now, judgment energy as well can be a wake-up call. So it can be that something's happened that's made you, maybe something tough happened in the past, and you've had to shift your priorities. Aries. Now, this could as well, the Judgment, and then this Eight of Pentacles, and this little friendship group. There could be a little clique going on in the workplace that you're not part of, that you've been sort of pushed out of. There could be some judgment. Someone maybe has unfairly judged you, among your work colleagues, which has led to a decision just to go it alone, to go solo, whether that's working on your own, or whether that is just separating yourself from that particular fraction is what I'm getting. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. So there's something about getting back to basics. With the Page of Pentacles, it's going back to school. It's sort of training, learning something new, a new skill, upskilling, becoming an apprentice. So it could be that this is kind of a small offer in the right direction when it comes to a work, a financial or a career situation. This page could be a suggestion, just to dip your toe into something else. And with the Judgment, it's like, what do you think of this? Someone putting a financial or a work proposition to you, and then asking you to weigh it up, to make a judgment call, because obviously there's something that you've decided that you want to, going forward, you've decided what you want your end goal to be, and I feel like there's something that needs to change. It could be that if you are having trouble in the workplace, it could be that a work night out might be, it might be an invite to a work night out so that you can try and mediate, or some kind of get together where you can mediate, so that you can understand your colleagues, and get on the same page. So we've got the Moon, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this Moon is saying that you're going to be, if you haven't already, stepping into the unknown. Now, with the Moon, it is kind of scary because there's worries, doubts, fears, like moving forward, the path ahead is sort of unclear when you make a decision with the Judgment, and then you start your toe on that path with this little forward step offer onto this different path. It's quite natural that, it's like I say, it's the fear of the unknown here. And But I feel like something or someone in your circle maybe, something's forced you to have a long, hard look. We've got the Ten of Swords. There's something to do with betrayal, backstabbing. And there's all these pentacles. It could be financial betrayal. Betrayal, you feel let down by someone who's associated with your work. There's just maybe it's a fear that something's going to end badly. Something, this, I feel like this is you, this Queen of Pentacles. Now, if you identify as male, you could be a King of Pentacles. There could be something about, the future steps for your career could go from the Page up to the Queen. So it could be sort of leading up to a managerial, whether that's working for yourself, being your own boss with those 9 pentacles up there, or working for a manager and you being in a managerial position. It's kind of the Queen of Pentacles is a nice energy of being very grounded, being... And it's really weird. I had dreams I did have a little bit of sleep. And when I was asleep, I was dreaming about the Queen of Pentacles. And I wrote it down when I got up. Now, I didn't write it on this post-it here, but I swear to God, I was dreaming just about that one card. Now, she stands for, she is, or he is you, being everyone's rock. You can rely upon you to organise finances, to organise a workforce, to organise the home, to, a good housekeeper, a good with money. That you're just worried that something's going to end in tears again. Now, as well, there could be a little tiny bit of, something about... I do feel that romance seems to be on the back burner. It seems to be all about money and career. But with this Queen or King of Pentacles, you are marriage material. And you've been betrayed. Maybe people have said they wanted to marry you in the past and they didn't. They just backstabbed you and left you. So it's either betrayal when it comes to a partner that you would have wanted to marry in the past, because this is a 10. This is something that was in the past. Or it could be betrayal in the workplace. Specifically to do with sort of manager and sort of employees, colleagues. You don't deserve to be betrayed anymore, either in business or romance, is what's saying here. With the Ten of Swords, 10s are the end. That part of your life is over. Then we've got the Queen of Swords. So we've got another feminine. Now you can switch the gender roles around. This could be 2 women. You could be a woman. This could be another woman. You're back to back. There's 10 swords, backstabbing in between you. Or, it could be any gender. It doesn't even have to be 2 people of the same gender. It could be 2 men, a man and a woman, whatever. It's you and another person. And this person in this particular energy, in this reading, is a bitch, whether they're male or female. I'm sorry, but it is. I don't know if it's a colleague. from your past, you know, because they come right beside this Ten of Swords, which is the card of betrayal, or whether it's... Now you can switch the gender roles, but she could be the mother of a child who is significant to you. I don't know how old the child is, but there is sort of a young energy up there. Or she could be a young sort of mother herself. She's got something to do with you, but there's a sword up and she's sort of pissed off, or she's pissed you off. Now, again, I'm getting that niggling feeling that there's someone waiting in the wings, but they're not present in this reading. And we've got the moon. You're not even aware of them waiting in the wings. They do want to whisper sweet nothings to you. But it's like, who is this other? Who is she? You know, who is she? We've got the Star card. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. So in this Nine of Wands energy, this is you. You don't trust her. I feel like there's kind of a blessing here with this Star card. There's, you know, the Star is about healing from this Ten of Swords as well. Whatever's happened there with or concerning whoever and yourself, this is the healing that comes after that. You know, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, if that represents you a little bit as well, the Queen of Swords, it's where you're more guarded, you're not as trusting as you were in the past, because you've hit rock bottom here at some point, with this betrayal, and it leaves you more discerning, which is a good thing. And you know, with this, I always say this about the Nine of Wands. Now, it is a card of wounded, and we've got the Ten of Swords, so there could be where someone has gotten injured in the past, but that's just a specific side note for someone. Don't take it if it's not yours. Don't take any of the messages if they don't ring a bell with you. But I do always say as well that the Nine of Wands indicates that there's a lot of water under the bridge. There's this sort of past history which sort of colours your way of thinking, your opinion, like going forward. It makes you have your walls up a bit. Now, lastly, we're going to pull the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands, again, is the path that you're on. You're on the right path. So you're on the right track, but I feel like this Queen of Swords is trying to throw you off. I feel like this is someone who is in competition with you, and this person is on the take. Now, that looks like if you look here and here, this is your potential outcome. You've got a blessing winging its way to you. There's something about, you know, your life path, your calling, about following your North Star. And there's something about a blessing coming right through your doorway. That's the way it's coming through. But you're watching your back because of this Queen of Swords. So this Queen of Swords is very cutthroat, ruthless. And with this Nine of Wands energy, I feel like this person, you just find them draining. They just drain your energy. You just can't be bothered with them. Now on the bottom of the deck, we've got Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Emperor, Aries energy. We've got the Temperance Angel, Sagittarius again. We've got the Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like with that Knight of Pentacles and then the Temperance, I feel like it's urging you to be patient. Something's taking a long time to go your way, but success is on the horizon for you. You know, there's you right beside the success card. There's also definitely someone, it could be a parent in spirit, who is cheering you on. Again, I do feel like you're sort of being urged to work on yourself, work on your money, your family, your friends, and, you know, I do feel like, you know, romantic love doesn't really sort of figure at the moment, but, you know, there's your outcome card, which that can be a card of celebration, of commitment. You know, there's two people in that card, but there's an opportunity beckoning. And as I say, it could be a financial or work career one. And someone is urging you not to pass that opportunity up, not to get sort of too much in your head about, not to overthink. And I feel like that's what this is on about. Well, these three cards, this person is making you doubt yourself, whoever she is or he. So we've got a few oracles dotted around. Now, because I feel like there's a little smattering of love here, we're going to look at the Romance Oracle deck and just see what they say. What have we got for my beautiful Aries when it comes to romance? What have we got at the moment when it comes to love and romance? Please and thank you. Oh, what did I say about the right path? Love is a beautiful journey and you're on the right path. I just feel like you're having to be more patient because there's some detours and twists and turns going on to do with this person. And all I'm going to say there is, whoever's meant for you, they won't be gone for long. They'll come across your path again when the divine timing is right. Now this person, they've turned their back here. We've got twin flame on the bottom. Trust the magnetic pull of your twin flame. It will guide you towards them. Now, I will say as well, the twin flame journey is a very difficult one because it can mean where you meet and then you go off on your own separate directions and then you come back together again. That can happen. You know, you can be physically absent from each other's lives for a period of time. So we're going to get a message from the universe as well, just to round the whole thing off for you. What advice have we got from the universe for my beautiful Aries? What advice? Please and thank you. What? Oh dear. So we've got a couple that fell on the floor here. And those two are, I need you to get excited again. I need you to remember that you're not in this alone. I'm working on your challenges. I've already assigned angels to you. And there's definitely a guardian angel that keeps coming through in the last 2 or 3 readings, by the way. So let go and the stress, it's supposed to probably to say of the stress, and trust me. I've got a pretty incredible ending in store. In fact, that's why you need to get excited again, because the happy ending I've got coming is going to rock your world. Wow, Aries, how marvellous is that? How marvellous. The other card is when the world feels like it's coming crashing down around you. There it is in the middle of the deck. Take that as an opportunity to find yourself and let go of who you thought you were. Not all storms come to destroy your life. Some come to clear your path. Decide that this crisis will be the turning point for what you have been waiting for. Now, I don't know whether, those of you who are looking for a soulmate, a twin flame, a romantic thing to come together, I don't know if that person will be who you think it is or who you think you want. But just know that your angels, you can sort of ask your angels, you can ask God, the universe, to just, you can ask them to take on, rather than, sort of ask them to take it on for you, and be very clear with what you want. And what's meant for you will not pass you by for too long, as I've already said. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Thanks for watching again, and thank you to all of you who like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. Till next time. Bye.